Sasha Banks has reportedly been released by WWE. We saw some big returns to AEW last night, and we got an update on the Thunder Rosa Marina Shafir situation, so stay tuned. So some big news to kick off a big news video, a big news day. It's all kicking off right now, and this one very much deserved its own video because Sasha Banks has reportedly been released by WWE. So this hasn't been confirmed by the company or anything like that yet, but Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. yesterday on Twitter tweeting, I'm hearing Sasha Banks has been released. I don't know if it's her requesting it or if it was on WWE's end. Sean Ross Sapp has given us a little bit more. He noted that Raj Giri does have good sources initially, and then about midnight Eastern time, Sapp said, we've been unable to confirm that Sasha Banks has been released. She's on the roster page. WWE reps haven't confirmed. Talent Relations hasn't issued anything to talent, and no internal memos have gone out yet. And then they kept digging, and then another update about an hour later saying WWE reps have not shot down the claim that Banks has been released, but they haven't confirmed it either. They haven't been informed. So if it has happened, it's been kept very quiet. So it's, you know, he is a reputable journalist.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Nope.
And I think there's good reason to do this now because it might take a bit of the attention away, at least, from the whole Vince McMahon situation that we talked about in the first video.
Yes, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, really.
They walked out all the way back, can you believe it, May the 16th.
Wow.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while.
And they've been suspended without pay. Mm-hmm. That's Naomi as well. We don't have any sort of update on Naomi. I think Sasha probably wanted out more than Naomi, just because Naomi obviously has her husband there.
Yeah.
Members of her family there.
Sorry, not only that, but she asked for a release in 2019 as well.
Sasha?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Sasha clearly very, very unhappy.
Yeah.
So I think sort of the possibilities are pretty endless for Sasha. I would expect her to probably stay in wrestling. I think she'd be a massive get, obviously, for AEW. They're probably one of the only promotions as well that could afford her. She's going to come with a pretty hefty price tag.
Yes.
But she's got that star power that could translate, and she could just go off and do Hollywood.
She could, yeah. We saw her briefly in the Mandalorian and whatnot. So obviously, there's eyes on her, as you were saying, in Hollywood too. She's definitely got a look about her as well, with her hair and everything. You know, like because I was reading up about stuff beforehand as well, and there was quotes where she was talking about, I think this was back in 2019, she was talking about that she didn't feel like she was giving it her all, and if she's not giving her all then, and like her current run in WWE, then when she does put everything into it, wherever she may go next, that's going to be a huge, not obviously Sasha Banks is going to be a huge get for anybody, but like Sasha Banks with 110% of herself all into the wrestling. Oh my goodness gracious me.
It's quite surprising to hear that because I can't think of many bad Sasha Banks matches or even like underwhelming Sasha Banks matches, especially even around that time. She was having some bangers, wasn't she?
She really was.
So yeah, we'll keep you updated on this. You say the hair thing, by the way.
Yeah.
A huge news story. A picture emerged yesterday. Sasha Banks now doesn't have hair colouring in. She's ditched the.
Yes,
was it blue or purple?
It was blue, I think. Yeah.
She's ditched the blue, and it now looks like she's got some sort of natural colour to it. So huge news there as well. We'll keep you updated on Sasha Banks and her hair as the day progresses. Cultaholic.com. Some big returns on last night's Dynamite as well. The closing angle from tonight's Rampage. Oh, spoilers here. Sorry, yeah. Tapings. So this was taped last night alongside Dynamite, I should specify. The closing angle was the return of Sting! It's Sting. Sting coming out. Darby Allin winning his match against Bobby Fish. Fish then attacked Allin after the match. And then there's been footage released by people in the crowd, mobile phone footage, showing Kyle O'Reilly coming to the ring with a chair, but then getting laid out by the Stinger. And that allowed Darby Allin to fight back, hitting a coffin drop on Fish's leg, which was wrapped in a steel chair. Nice symmetry. It's good.
Yes, it was indeed. Sort of, playing off the fact that Sting was off TV for a while because of a beatdown by the Undisputed Elite, I think back in May, where Kyle O'Reilly Pillmanized his chair. He Pillmanized his leg.
Pillmanized his chair.
Pillmanized his poor chair. Put his leg in the chair and did the diving knee drop onto Sting's leg, and that took him out of, I think, Double or Nothing signings and stuff as well. So whether it was a work or legitimate, we don't know, because we know AEW don't release injury stuff unless the talent does so themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We don't really know, but he's back.
That wasn't the only return last night on the show proper on Dynamite. Orange Cassidy making his AEW return. He confronted Will Ospreay following Ospreay's match with Dax Harwood. And now AEW have announced that Cassidy is going to be taking on Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship at Forbidden Door. So that card is starting to shape up. There's another new one on there. We'll go through the card as it stands now.
Yes.
What we know. We have got John Moxley, versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World title. We've got Jay White versus To Be Decided for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. We got Pac versus Miro versus Malachi Black or Penta versus pronounce that for me. Tomoaki Honma.
He's got it.
Yeah?
Or Clark
Smashed
Connors.
it. You can tell I watch Japanese wrestling. Versus Clark Connors or Ishii or Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Smashed
Look at that.
it.
You could live in Japan, you?
I'd be fantastic. Get all the panties out of vending machines and stuff.
Oh, no.
So that's the four-way for the inaugural AEW All-Atlantic Championship.
Yep.
You've got the Jericho Appreciation Society and Minoru Suzuki versus Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota.
That's going to be interesting now that Sammy Guevara is seemingly back within the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah, that's just Chris and Sammy
Yes.
of the Jericho Appreciation Society,
Yeah.
I should specify. You got Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, and then Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. Sorry, that Ospreay Cassidy, as we mentioned, is for the US title, IWGP. So it's shaping up all right. I'm a bit, I don't know, Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, how do you feel about that one?
Do you know, at first I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know about this, but then you think back, think about Cassidy versus Pac, or the triple threat match with Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy as well. Like, Cassidy, he's not the one you really think about, is he? Because he's all sort of just lax, puts his hands in his pockets, but he can do incredible things in the ring. He's like
wrestler,
so fantastic. Yeah. He's fast, he's quick. I think it's going to be one of those ones that surprises people quite a lot when they actually do see it all play out.
You think that people just consider him a comedy wrestler primarily?
I guess so, yeah, because I think sort of primarily in AEW is used in a lot of just comedic segments, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I think, it's good when he gets this chance to shine that he actually does have the wrestling acumen too.
Agreed. Unfortunate news now. An AEW wrestler seemingly injured during Dynamite as well. Jungle Boy, really sad news here. Looks like he suffered a legit injury right at the end of last night's Dynamite. So after Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus lost the tag titles in the ladder match against the Bucks, Christian Cage, finally turning on Jungle Boy.
Can I do that? I don't know. I've done it now, haven't I?
He nailed him with a kill switch and then a concerto. And then, the fact that it's like a concerto at the end, it's a weird one because it was after the show went off the air. He was stretchered out. Tony Khan comes out and looks very concerned. Some people have assumed it's selling. The fact that they did the concerto, I don't know. They do tend to stretch people off, or they have stretched people off in the past when concertos have been done in WWE at least. But it looks like he might actually be injured. He was bleeding after taking the concerto. So We'll keep you updated on that. I'm not quite sure what to make of it because they could just be properly selling the thing and write Jungle Boy off for a couple of weeks or whatever.
That's true. They've had us in the palm of their hands recently. AEW,
they
haven't they?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, it adds to sort of the drama of this turn too, I guess. You know, if it is a work, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's more impactful if you get stretched out, isn't it? You're right. I don't know. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And finally, in bread-related news, we've got an update to the Thunder Rosa Marina Shafir situation. Now, they had a match. Thunder Rosa, I guess, allegedly sandbagging her opponent, doing the suplex spot is the one that springs to mind. But there are a few moments it was awkward. People were accusing Thunder Rosa of sandbagging, trying to make her opponent look bad, and then like Britt Baker reacted to it, Marina herself reacted to it on Twitter, just with likes going to somebody that said, "I've never seen such a sandbaggy match," or whatever it was. But they are BFS now, so this is actually very nice news to talk about. Thunder Rosa tweeting a couple of pictures alongside the caption, "Today is the day we take responsibility and work on being better, because at the end of the day, we break bread. Two mothers navigating a world in where we both never-ending learners." So there's a picture of those two. First of all, I believe Thunder Rosa might be gifting her the loaf.
I think she is.
And then a nice picture of them both holding the loaf like a title belt or newborn baby, and they've made amends. That's nice.
They have. That's nice. That is nice to see.
It sort of confirms that something went down. If it had been a miscommunication, they probably wouldn't have needed the Warburtons, would they?
Needed it.
Needed it. Oh my god!
Like bread. He's on it.
Classic comedy.
He doesn't even know.
So it's nice to see.
I agree.
You know, let's put it behind us, and they all have a few slices of toast.
Yes.
Looks like a sourdough to me.
It does. It looks good.
It's really good. It isn't any Hovis or anything like that.
No,
That's
no.
legit. I think Thunder Rosa, I'm assuming Thunder Rosa might have baked that herself.
I mean, I
can't confirm that. Waiting on Sean Rossap to get back to me about who actually baked the bread. But yeah, we will let you know. So loads of stuff happening. We might be back for more news today because, as I say, it's all kicking off. Wrestling's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, mental.
Too mental.
3 mental.
Right. Yeah, take care of yourselves. We'll probably be back very, very shortly. It's a non-stop balls to the wall day of wrestling news. So take care of yourselves. See you in a bit.